have my flaws. I do have my flaws. I am human, born of a woman. I have my flaws. I do have my flaws. I have my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. I have my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. But I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect in all of his ways, and he loves me anyway. Sometimes I wake up in the morning with choices to make, choices that can make me, or choices that can break me. Is it life or Facebook, instant life or Instagram? Should I trust him or tweets about it? Now I hear TikTok, tick dear babe, while the clock is ticking. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. You see, they are my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. They are my imperfections, insecurities, things that get me down. Those are some flaws, just to mention a few. Hey, but I serve a God who is faultless, who is blameless. He is flawless. He is perfect.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are hearing this sweet, adorable voice of mine. It's me, your very favorite host, Pastor Mrs. Linda AMOAH, coming your way again with my encounter at Jericho. As for today, oh my goodness, I am super excited. But before we start the ball rolling, the excitement today is too much for me. We are excited this is a program that we come to you, that people come in, special guests come in, joining us to share their life experiences with us. And we have in our midst today my own chairman, the whole chairman of Upper Room, this man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Pastor KUMI, good morning and welcome to my encounter at Jericho.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me today.
Yeah, it's been a long time we spoke about this, but I know this is the time and this is the doing of the Lord, and it's so marvelous. For me, I am super excited in times like this. But before we set the ball rolling, let me take this time to send my warm greetings, good morning greetings to our father, the first gentleman of Upper Room, Assemblies of God, Pastor Mark Asante Menu, and our first lady, Mama Comfort Asante Menu, and then also to my, who happens to be the national president of the Women's Movement. Anytime I'm talking about this, I become so excited because it shows who I am. Because when your father is a king, your mother becomes the queen, you yourself, you are a princess. And, it makes me feel so proud of myself because from where I am coming from. My father happens to be the national treasurer. So in the United States, if any pastor or any assemblies needs money, you need to come to our office. And if you don't allow, already here, but we do always allow, and that is coming from my father. Daddy, good morning to you wherever you are. We thank you also for this great door you have opened for us to be able to exhibit our God-given talents and the times you've given to us, your directions and everything, Father. Daddy, we say we love you and we really appreciate all that you do for us. And also to my fellow associate pastors, I say good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. And today, one of us is coming in. And as you know, we are going to do very great here this morning. So also my amazing team, Apostle Goldwater, and also Pastor Daniel Opoku Mafo, who happens to be my own son. And at the same time, also the manager, of this, or the CEO of Upper Room Radio TV. Let me put it that way. So he always manages me anytime and anywhere, and then everything goes on so well for us. And then also the support also comes from my family, which also means a lot to me. My husband, my children, they also support me. Their encouragement. Sometimes the flowers that I make, the children will call me and say, "Mommy, this English was not nice, so I need to change." I say, "Yeah," and it also helps and shapes me moving forward. Life can be tough for everyone, rich or poor, which is why we learn from others' experiences to help us avoid the mistakes of group. So keep sharing this program on your statuses and also on your social media platforms, and which automatically makes you what, an evangelist of the gospel. And as I always say, you always believe and you know that you yourself, the Great Commission, to me, but if you can use this program, you will get to the mark that God expects you to do. So start sharing, and your life will never be the same. But let me dive down to today's powerful encounter. It's very good to see our own chairman, Pastor Andrew Yao KUMI, is here with us today. And this man has been a man I've known for the past 6 years that I became in contact. Very good-hearted man, a very straightforward man, a man that does not hide the truth. And I always say, I have this slogan that I normally say, that the truth is bitter, but he will give it to you as it is. And after that, he is gone. Yes, he doesn't really dive or dodge whatever he's supposed to say. He gives to you as it is. And then you will also take it as it is. Whatever pill he's giving to you, will give it to you. And his main slogan for the church, apart from being the chairman, we always give to him, "Win a soul."
Only Christ.
Win a soul.
People need Christ.
Yes, indeed, people indeed need Christ.
Yeah.
And he happens to be the chairman in Upper Room, who also the evangelism team manager that takes us out everywhere, every time, every season. He's also the chairman or the president of the men's movement or men's fellowship in Upper Room. Pastor, good morning once more again.
Good morning.
It's good to have you this morning.
I'm also blessed to be with you.
Every time we meet as hosts on Family Garden, but today it's my show, and then you are now my guest. So yeah, I take the ball rolling. Somebody will ask that, who is Pastor KUMI?
Thank you very much, and God bless you, Pastor Linda, for inviting me today. But it's been a long time. We'll be waiting for that day. And today we are here. We thank God for everything. I also want to thank our Papa, our spiritual father, Pastor Makasantimanu, and the family. I just want to say thank you, yes, for bringing us this far, because it's through your effort or maybe your direction that we are here today. God bless you. And I also want to thank my father back home, Pastor Reverend Dr. Marfu, and the wife. They have been nurturing me from home up to this very moment, where they handed me over to Pastor Makasantimanu. God bless them all. Okay, Yao Andrew KUMI is a village boy who was born in a village, and I was born around Doma district in the town called Wamanafo, which is about 12 miles from Doma Ahinkro town. And, I started life as a village small boy with my parents. But up to 6 years, then I had to start the elementary school. I began elementary school when I was 6 years. I was by then a little boy. And the following year, instead of going to the class 2, I was taken up by my grandfather, my mother's uncle, to another place to stay with him and the wife. So they took me there to stay with them, and I was there for about 6 years with them. And during that time, I got sick seriously. For about 2 years, I was down. From 10 years up to about 12 years, I couldn't even walk. So my father decided to pick me up from that place and bring me to where they are. So while I was there as a young boy, I started forming a football team, like a soccer team. So when I was in class 2, class 3, class 4, 5, 6 over there. I was a team leader. I formed my own soccer team, and I was playing with the young ones in school. At times, when we close from school, I don't go home, and my mother, who I was living with, will run after me, and all those things. So, but I was leading the team, and it was through that maybe that I got sick, and I was down for about 2 years. I couldn't even walk. So my father brought me out to our town where, and the one thing that I just remember was when I was leaving that village, there was no car by then. Car wasn't running much. 1950 and the 60s over there, not much cars running over there. So my father's brother came to the village over there, picked me up on his shoulders, and brought me to a roadside where we can get car to our hometown. So when I came to our hometown, I was also down. I wasn't able to walk, and I was finding it difficult to move. And my father went around everywhere trying to find whatever medication to get me on my feet. So he took me to a village, our village, where my father has his farm, because a time came he can't just forget his farm and then be with me at where I was. So we had to go there to the village. And we were at the village one evening after eating. We have this big fire, just joined them together, we call them kukweja. We just sat by it, and then we were warming ourselves up after eating. So we were there with my siblings and my father, and all of a sudden, around 7 p.m., it was getting late in the night, somebody just walked out of the cocoa farm. My father, we were in the cocoa farm where we have our building situated inside over there. And the person came in a white apparel, all white. He just walked to my father and said, "Papa, I came here to heal your child for you." That was the word. So he said that, then stand up and follow me. So he asked my father to follow him. And my father got up and followed him. So we were all scared because that was a strange person. He wasn't somebody known around the area. And my father doesn't know him after staying there in the area for about 20, 30 years. So it was scary. And we were deep in the bush, forest, the forest reserve in Ghana. We were around the place. My father's farm was around the area. So we were deep in the village. So my father followed the man, and in about 5 minutes, my father came back. So when he came back, my mom asked, "Who was that? What is it for? What did he tell you?" So women wanted to know, curiosity. So my father said, "You wait, tomorrow morning I will let you know." So my father didn't say anything. So we went to sleep. So early in the morning, I saw my father got up around 4 a.m. and went to the farms. And then in the morning when we got up, he had brought a palm nuts, to prepare. So according to my father, the man showed him some leaves that in the morning, take these leaves, prepare with the palm nut soup, and let your child drink it.
Wow.
So my father prepared it so quickly in the morning, because look at somebody, your child has been sick for about 3 years, and somebody has shown you something. So you didn't sleep the whole night.
You will not. On Napra.
My father prepared the soup for me, so I started taking it. So the third day, 3 days after taking the soup, I got up.
Wow.
I stood on my feet, and all the sicknesses, the weakness, and everything that was with me had gone. 3 days. So it was just something. We were all marveled, and we were all scared about the whole situation and the whole scenario which happened about the man coming to us and all that. So we were just doubting what the man could be. My father doesn't know him. My father asks around the area at times when he meets some people who live there, nobody knows him. And one thing my father said was that after the man showing him the leaves, he said he didn't see him again. The man left. Whether ran away or whether jump out somewhere, or my father didn't see the man. So that's what was important was that my father has achieved something good for the son. So that was all that he needed. And I was so also glad, happy, and now I'm able to move, do everything that I wanted to do. And I was also moving about. So I had to come back to school because I was at Form 2 at that time. So I came back, but fortunately I wasn't repeated. They gave me an exam, I did it. So they promoted me to be with my mates the following year. And I was with them till we got to Form 4, we started the common entrance. And lo and behold, at that year, even we were about only 2 people who passed the common entrance. And we had to go to school. But the unfortunate thing is that the other guy who passed the common entrance couldn't go with me because there was something the father did, and I can't, as of now, even I can't even think of a father telling the child that I won't take you to that time. He said college, taking you to college. Next time you buy a car and I'll be here and you blowing dust on me.
Hey, we would. Hey, Janice one for the batting post school is our post school. Or maybe you need a car. No, papa.
Oh yes, he's there now. I don't care because I was with him because we were happy. Who were the 2 people who have passed the common entrance? So we were happy, and then we went to my father, and then from there we came to his father too. We were just to prepare us to go to science school. Well, we were happy at that time, and that's what the father said. I was there, standing there, not that somebody was telling me. So the guy couldn't go with me, and that year I went to school. So when I came back, I called him and advised him that he takes maybe the teacher training college exams because that time the teacher training college, you don't pay any school fees, you don't pay anything. Yeah, so I just encouraged him, advised him, and he took the exams and he became a teacher. And at long last, he became a superintendent or something over there, and he built a house for the father. Anyway, that is by the way. So I just left for secondary school, and when I came back, but then before I left for secondary school in Form 4, before I took the exams, I was staying with the teacher. The teacher was in the school, and he took me to stay with him. So I was staying with him even while I was in secondary school. When I come back from school, I go to him, be with him, serve him, just do all the stuff that I had to do with him. And I don't come to even my house because I stay there with him. And throughout that life, then I just got out when I was just after the secondary school, Form 5, I left the AMOAH area and then came to Kumasi. But before even I came to the Form 4, when I was in Form 2, when I got healed, a teacher came to stay with us in our house. So that teacher also in Form 2, he took me to the mother at another town, Encounter. It was about a far distance from our place. I stayed there for 1 year. And that place is a place that I had a very big encounter over there where I had to share. Because when I was there, I went to meet a young guy who was my age, and we call him Koda Boy. And he was a crook. But he wasn't all that bad because of what he was going through in the house where I met him. So I went to stay with the teacher's mother. And the teacher's mother had the siblings, and there were about 2 of them. They were in the house. And Encounter was a place where water was very hard to come by, even bathing water, whatever. So early in the morning, by 12:30, 1 a.m. in the morning, we will start going out fetching water because we have to fill about 2 barrels before the morning comes. And after fetching the water, maybe we'll get finished about 5:30 in the morning. The woman just prepares a MPC to sell in the market every day. So we had to take a basket and whatever to go to farm around where we walk about 2 miles in the morning to go and bring some stuff, whether plantain or cocoyam, for the woman to prepare for the market every day. So every day after fetching the water, we go to farm before we come prepare for school. So every morning I was getting late to school. And the head teacher asked me the problem. So I shared with him. I said, this is the problem. Is it better? You couldn't do much because this is where you stay with somebody and you had to do it. That's your duty. So along the line, I called my dad and said, no, I can't continue that because if I do that, it will affect my education and I can't do much. So my father was somebody who understands and he wanted us to move forward. So I spent 1 year over there through that up and down, that going to farm every morning, doing that. And Saturday, definitely we go to farm to work and then all those stuff and come back late. But the next morning, you have to start going to fetch the water because young water, and they have a big place where the water will come from the, maybe just spring water, come out there, gather that place. So you go and fetch it. If you don't go early, by 8 a.m., the whole water will get finished.
Wow.
There was no tap water running water, no, during that time. And that time I was talking about was around 1970, So we did that. I did that for 1 year and then came back to my town where I came to finish the secondary school at the Form 4, and then I got to the secondary school. So after secondary school, Form 5, I came to, in fact, I did science and I couldn't do well in physics. So I decided to continue it in Kumasi, get it done so that I could further my education. So when I came, I registered at Opokuwari, Santasi. So that's why I was taking there. And then I took another exams at Jewusu, Ahmadiyya Senior School around Stadium. So I was doing the two together, just to get some things done before I move forward for my education. And then during that time, I tried to get something to do, a work to do. So somebody directed me to the education office of the Presbyterian Education Office, and the headmaster or the director over there, gave me a place around Gaso. That there's a place there where I can go and take over from a teacher. First I went to Agogo area. We called it Domiabra, but that was the teacher was sick. So I went there and it was just about 2 months. So the teacher came back, so I had to leave the place. It was around Jewusus now. So I came back to the Gasu area there where they gave me a permanent place as a people teacher. But that was in my head. I was just I wanted something to do. So it wasn't something that I was a teacher. So I went there and that was where I got married. I met, no, I didn't marry over there. We were just doing our own thing that time, I didn't know Christ and I didn't know it. So I just met the lady, we just met and that was something going on and the pregnancy came. So even I left for Accra. So from there, I said, no, that wasn't my place. So I left for Accra. So when I went to Accra, she gave birth at the village there. So I said, no, if I've taken somebody who has given birth, then I wouldn't leave I can't leave my child over there because I was caring. In fact, I kept my children, so I can't leave my child there. So I will marry the woman and then bring my child to Accra. So by then I has come to Accra. When I came to Accra, the first job that I did was I was teaching in a technical school. A guy from my hometown, he has established a technical school. So I was teaching there. He asked me to come and teach there. So I was teaching English and maths over there. And he gave me a place to stay at Alajo. So that is where I was staying. And lo and behold, I stayed there for about 13 years at Alajo. Yes, that's where I gave birth to all my children. And I wasn't teaching there. In fact, I taught there for about only almost 2 years, and I left. So when I left there, my brother was at Senate. So he made a way for me at Senate in 1981. So I went to Senate in 1981. So he gave me to a friend who was also a worker, a manager. But we were taking control of we are the general services. So we were the houses, the building material, the stores, and all that. So we were taking care of those things. So when I went there, the manager asked me to take control of the stores. So I was handling the stores, the warehouse, the small. We had the small store over there where the managers come there to service their cars. We give them oil and all those things. So I was handling everything over there. And at that place, I was a junior officer because the senior officers were there, and I was handling the whole stores, the warehouses, and all that. So people started envying and wanted to just put some troubles, and then you get out of the place. But they reported the matter up and to the managing director, and somebody, KUMI is a junior officer. Why is he handling? Why is he doing all those things? But they told the manager. The manager said that I trust him. I know he can do the job, and he's doing it. So I don't see anything wrong with it, because maybe some people thought when they are there, they can make some money or something. But me, I was just doing the job for fun because I love it. I was just doing it, so that was in my mind. And one encounter that I had over there was that when they talk up to that point, so at long last, my manager said that, okay, the stationery section of the warehouse, he gave it to one of the senior officers to handle. And within 2 weeks, I don't know whether he wanted to make some connection or something, then the alarm blew out. So they got him. So the managing director came in and he was mad. So they kicked him out of the place. So he went to the managing director and said, you see, that's why I say KUMI can handle the things. That's why I wanted KUMI to pay. So all those things crop up, and a lot of things happen. There was a time some people entered the warehouse to take some stuff over there. So some people were attributing the thing to me but they dug a hole through the wall, and went to the warehouse to steal some stuff. So all those stuff was going on, and people thought maybe I was involved, but I was so clear of mind, I didn't think of anything bad in that way. So they set up a committee at the office, and things were going on. The lawyer will meet, that they call for a meeting, and anytime he calls for a meeting, something happens, and the meeting doesn't come on. You see, maybe you have to go they will ask us questions, and those don't come on. And the last time he called for the meeting, the man said that before the next morning that he will go for that committee to interview us and all that, he lost the child. Because anytime the man decided, the lawyer, he's the lawyer at our office, something happens and the meeting doesn't come on. So when that thing happened, he went and told the managing director that he can't handle the case again. So he came to me one day at the office where I was. Because at our office, my boss was up and then the store was down. So I was handling the store. I was down there with some of my boys over there. And he came to me and said that he needed me to go to our manager with him. I had to go with him. So we went there and he told my manager that the case which happened and which he's investigating, which we need to be meeting and then be maybe talking or asking me questions and all those things. He has tried about 2, 3, 4 times. He couldn't come on. And at the last day that evening we were going, he lost the child. So he wanted to ask me whether I've got some medicine, which you see. And I told him, far be that, because I don't have that mind and I don't do those things. So it's only, I don't know. The man was so surprised, he was shocked about what the sequences of the situation which was happening into his life, because he was handling the case, he was a lawyer at the office and he was handling the investigation. So he tried all that and it couldn't work. So he said he can't do that investigation again. He went and told the managing director And the case, that was it. Because I was having a clear mind and I wasn't doing anything bad, thinking of any bad thing, working as a worker because I was happy with my job, my manager, anything I report to him, just telling him whatever goes on and what. So, but people were thinking differently that maybe if they had been there, by then I wasn't thinking about making money out of it. So I just do the job, or I just love it because during that time, look at somewhere around 79, I was in charge of the petrol and all those things. During that time, petrol was very difficult to come by. I bet I was running Kumasi every weekend with my car because we had the petrol over there. So I just filled my car, put something at the back in the gallon. I go. So every weekend I was going to Kumasi. We were young. We were boys, just going to do our own thing. Unras, going there. You understand it. At that time we didn't know Christ, so we were just moving through. And I didn't think of anything bad. So I was assassinated for about 6 years. Yeah, I went there for about 6 years, and I left for customs. About a year. I think customs I left for customs in 87. Yeah, 87. But I went there 81 in Senate. Yeah. I left for customs in 87. Yes. That one through through somebody, through a friend. Then I went to customs. So at customs, I was at the head office. We were in charge of the library. We were setting up libraries, all offices around the country. So I was traveling around with my boss, wherever around Takoradi, Cape Coast. We have a school at Volta region. And that is where we set up a big library over there because there was a school where people go for training, the military training and all that. So we call the place Potoi. Yeah, that was the Volta region. So we're going there, coming in and out most of the time because we were setting up a library over there for the school. We had to visit them to see the books they would need and all those things. So then Takoradi, Sunyani, everywhere. So I was just going around with my boss. And it was 1988 that a friend of mine was in Togo. He was a classmate in secondary school. And the parents were from Togo. So after school, he came there and he was working at the American embassy over there. So I used to visit him at times. I drive to Togo and then visit him 3 days, come back and all that. So when I went there sometime, he told me that the uncle is in the 5 village in Togo who has got some, medicine to protection and all that. So one day I should come to that, we go there. So I visited one weekend, we went there to see the man, did certain things, and then, you give us something that you should put in your pocket or maybe something just for protection. Oh, we're happy. When you come back like that, you say, oh, I'm strong because now I'm protected. So during that, I was happy. So he gave us a time to come back. And when the time came, I drove back to Togo. Normally, when I go and I got to know that he's at work, maybe he's not close. I spent more time in Aflao because Aflao, my mate was there, and I was very close with him. So, and even he organized. He was a customer officer over there, so even he helped me to join the customs. So I spend my time over there. We'll drink, we'll just do whatever we want, enjoy, and then later maybe I will drive inside there to meet the friend inside in Togo. So when I got to Togo, that the second visit, then I waited for the friend at home. He came. When he came, we went out to sit out somewhere. And when we started enjoying ourselves, then he told me that the uncle that we are going to had died about 2 weeks ago. So I said, wow, so my God is dead. Then what do I do? So And I was shocked. So I said, "Hey, so then what are we going to do?" Because all my focus was on this man, and I was going to tell him a lot of things so that I would get more protection and all that. And my God is now dead. Wow. So I came back. When I came out of the place back to Accra, I sat down one day and I said, "Hey, so if there's a God who will die, then I should look for a God who will not die." So one Sunday morning, I was sitting at my home. There's a tree over there where I live at Alajo. Then there was a pastor around the area there. And the pastor always used to tell me, "Kumi, let's go to church. Oh, pastor, next week. Oh, Kumi, let's go next week. Kumi, let's go next week." And the next week was all time next week. But that faithful Sunday, I said, "Pastor, I will go with you to church today." Because I visited a place to see a Juju man, my protector. And when I went there, my God is dead. So now I had to look for. So I went to church with the pastor that day. And lo and behold, when I got there that Sunday, after service, we came home and they were having a revival from Monday. So I was just saying by the pastor, just the next block. So you come and call me after work, then I go with him. After work, then I'll go with him. And to God be the glory. On the third day, during the revival, that was where I had the Holy Ghost baptism. Mm-hmm. So that means the fourth day that I entered the church, I had the Holy Ghost baptism. Because we were praying in the church, and all of a sudden, something that shone on me like a fire. So I shouted, so because I hadn't seen something like that before. And I started speaking in tongues. So that means that encouraged me that, I had to be in church. I was just down, and I saw that now I've met the God that I need to serve, the God that I needed. And the pastor also was always on me. Let's go. We're going. At times I had to go out somewhere with him, take my car with him, drive him somewhere. We go everywhere. So I became just seriously in the church, and I love going with him all the time to the church. And one thing which encouraged me when I entered the church was that one of my children, my girl who used to come here, Gloria, when she was young, she used to get sick. You see a surakan on those type of daddy. Most of the time. So when I went to the church, I told the pastor that he came to my house with me, and she prayed for my daughter. And from the time that I entered the church going, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, normally 1 week, 2 weeks, my child got sick. But I saw 1 month, 2 months, that thing hasn't come again. So that encouraged me the more to be in the church. Because going to the church will let my child's sickness. So when so the pastor was there when I got born again. So I told the pastor, we prayed about it and then we went. Okay. So that encouraged me that, if that is the case, then I had to continue going to church. So I became happy anytime I want to go to church. So anytime I'm just looking for the pastor around. We have to go here, I'll take him in my car. We have to do that, I'll move with him. And we'll go. So that I was so happy that my child is even healed. And that sickness, I don't see it again. Okay. So that encouraged me the more to worship and serve God. So I was doing everything just to make sure I serve God and I do whatever I had to do or whatever the pastor tells me to do. And I one thing that I love is that I like sharing. So the pastor like this, I had a farm at Dodowa. I had a whole farm over there. So I go there because I was rearing animals. I was doing farming. I had laborers over there. So anytime I go, I bring him food. I bring him maybe chicken or maybe goat, and because I became happy that I was in the church. Because the church has delivered me from a lot of things, and now my child is also healed. So that was the happiest thing in my life that I had to see, because this my child, there was a time the sickness just came. I was going to take shower, the towel was on me, and then my towel fell down. And if the child is healed now, then it just encouraged me to serve God. Encouraged me to serve God. So I was with the pastor, and the pastor, may his soul rest in peace. He just passed. He came here to visit me when I came to America. And he went back, and when he was going to come the second time, I heard he was sick. And then we heard the bad news that he died. And now I can, because even he was that pastor, I met him. Oh, wow. He was dynamic. He was always going, always, and he was clever. When he was in Bible school, he was teaching in the Bible school. While in the Bible school, he was teaching over there too. Oh, he's a brainy, I tell you, brainy. One of the brainy people I have met in this life. Brainy. The brain was fast. Wow. So I was with him I was there in the church for about 2-3 years with him. And the elders in the church started making some misunderstandings with him and argument and all that. So in fact, I didn't want to get involved in those things. So I left for Assemblies of God. That was a private church. It was a private church. So I left for Cantonment. I moved from Alaju to Cantonment. I was living at the opposite the trade fair. I had a self-contained there for my kids, and then my family were all living there. So I moved from there. So when I came to the Cantonment, there was an Assemblies of God around our area. So I decided to attend. So I went with him to that pastor for some time, and they moved the church from the area. So that moved me to Cantonment around the Dankwa Circle. That was where I began to worship. And when I came to Cantonment, the pastor was just there with me for about less than a year. We raised a fund to buy a car for the pastor. And while he was in the training of trying to drive the car, he decided to go to AMOAH area there. He was from Fanti area there. So he was going with one of the guys in the church. He was straight. Then he showing him how to drive. So he was sitting in the front and the pastor was driving. No, he's a new driver. That car was an SUV. So while on the way, I think the car slipped from his hand, and unfortunately, the car somersaulted. It's about 3 times. So the pastor wasn't in the seatbelt. So he said that, he was wearing a white shirt. Because of the dust, he said that, the seatbelt would dirty his shirt. So he wasn't in the seat. So the car somersaulted, and according to the guy, he came out of the car when he somersaulted the second time. So the car dumped on him, and the pastor died. So, but then we had a fundraising on Sunday, and I was having some big speakers, and my speakers, I sent it to the church for us to use for the fundraising. So he brought it to me Sunday night, late. He put in the SUV car, because that was a big car. So the Sunday, I saw him late in the night. And then the next day, we went to work on Monday. So I was from work, driving on the ring road, coming to Osu area there. And I saw one of the church members signaling me. So I stopped. When I stopped, Brother KUMI, Pastor is dead though. I said, what happened? I said, no, I don't believe it. Pastor came to me yesterday night. He left my house around 9 p.m. He said they were going to Kipkus over there, and then the car got accident. So we had to run back and forth to gather certain things, to see where they are, move around, to go and see what happened. Oh, a lot of, but I was down. I just go to the church just for 6 months, and that happened. So we're in the church, and the funeral was done because Assemblies of God, the big men, they came in, everything was done, and we just moved on. And after that, our church, there was no pastor. So that is where the ministry began. The troubles began. So pastors, they used to send pastors there to come and take charge for some time. So some will come, they come and go, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, then they will leave. Maybe 3 weeks, they will leave. So they brought one pastor, they said they should come and take control of the church. So he came. When he came, the leaders of the church wasn't going well with him. At the time when he needed some money to travel, and one thing which pained him was that one day they were going for regional meeting in Sunyani. The money they gave him was just the money for the transportation, and even the money that you use for expenses and all that, they said. So the man was mad with the elders. So when he came back from the meeting, he said that the Pharisees in charge of the church, he has sacked all the leaders. And this was a war. This is where the war started. He sacked all the elders. And after saying that, he said that now I'm going to work with KUMI. KUMI from where? Because I was, I didn't know anything about church. And my quotations were about only two, maybe Psalm 23 and maybe
John 3:16.
So where from me, and what am I going to do? To work with me, whether as an elder or maybe as a whatever, I can't do anything. So I told you, Pastor, no, I can't do anything. He said, whether you can do it or not, you will do it. So he started with me that, okay, when he's preaching, he wants me to interpret.
Okay.
So one day I said, no, I'll do it. Because I have not decided that I'll go back out of church, because now I've seen that so far as I've entered the church and the church is moving on well with me and my family, especially my daughter who is being healed, I will never go out of church. So I stood up one day, interpreted him. The second week, I did it. So now I became good with that. So along the line, then the elders went and reported the case, and then they were just going around reporting that they went to the head office and they said that no, the man has to leave the place because you have his peace. So the man left. So when the pastor left, the whole Greater Accra there, no pastor, when they tell any pastor, the pastor said, no, this church, no, I won't go there. Because maybe they fear that maybe when they come. So now I was moving with the pastor. So if the pastor has gone and no pastor is coming,
you are in charge automatically.
So automatically. And I was so fortunate to have one elder over there, Brother Aqua. He's I don't know, he's the wife was a judge, and the brother was there with me, and we were running back and forth with the church, trying to. And one thing God did, and I was shocked, was that the brother Aqua was a senior officer at the job, so he doesn't have time. At times he travels abroad, he doesn't have time. So I was totally controlling the church, and these were the people there with me, and you know what I'm saying. So I did one thing that I did, which I won't forget in my ministry, is that God used this circumstance to keep me to run the church for those period of time. Every Sunday morning, before Saturday, I would try to go fish out and then find a pastor, try to go to him, ask him to come and preach for us, because we start at church early in the morning, 7 a.m. So when in the morning, I will ask a driver to go and pick him. I have cars. I was selling cars. I was doing business, selling cars. So I'll ask one of the boys, go and pick the pastor, bring him to preach. After preaching, then he goes. Don't go to the rest. The Sanquas there, no problem. Then we just do it with ourselves and then we go forward. And that thing went on. I tried to do that for all those times that we're not having the pastor. And it was almost 1 year. Then our district pastor, one day I went to him. He has to give us a pastor because the district. And that pastor, our district pastor was Hawaii. He's also in the blessed memory. He's so rest in peace. He's gone. And I went to him one day. I said, Pastor, today, if you don't give us a pastor, tomorrow we are not going to church. the church will close.
That was the time, and now I feel you could mini percent can
I feel that, but I said, no way. If you don't give us a pastor, we are not, the church will not open tomorrow. And that was a big problem. He said, I saw them have a pastor. So what do I do? Also, the near divine, I'm saying, pastor, you lie. Then tomorrow, forget it. The church is out. And Cantonment is a church. Doctors, lawyers, and it wasn't a small church. Cantonment. We were around the Dampataki over there. We were in the school, the prison quarters over there. Picture, we were in the school, but it was doctors, lawyers. The man I was running the church with, the wife is a judge. The wife is, so we're having dignities over there in the church. But so he said that, okay, the only option was that Pastor Maf, my father who comes here, that was the only option because he was, he was the only option because he was the associate pastor to our district pastor. And he doesn't want to just send him off because he was helping him in the church. Without him, he also can't do much. I said that if that's the case, then we need to take him because you are the pastor there, you are the district pastor. And if you can't give us a pastor, then your associate pastor had to go. He said, okay, then go and find a place for him. And he was having a big family, so he needed about a 3-bedroom. Oh, I just came the next day, went around and then had a place, hide it and then pay for it. And the following Saturday, the car was in front of his building. I was ready to pack it. So I organized all of the boys in the church. I was having a van, which can take his stuff. Oh, I went with the van and then I started packing his stuff. So I brought his stuff to the house before even the following week he came. Because I said, whether you go on, you have to come because other than that, the church. So, and lo and behold, I thank God that Pastor Mafu came. And I thank God, I said it on the last Saturday, that when he came, that rift in the church was there. Because this is where the elders were fighting me. And I also, you see, so we were just in the church. And nothing was going on well because who was KUMI to do this? Who was KUMI to, that thing? Well, I was doing it, going on. And when the pastor came, that fateful year, it was going to December, and I did one thing which brought us together. I announced that we are going to have the 24th night or the 25th. We're going to eat together. So I asked everybody to write his name on a small paper. We mix it together, we pick it each. And then I say, whoever's name we have taken, buy something for the person and bring it on the fateful day, the 25th. So that thing was done. And we all brought food together, we met, and then we ate. And that was the togetherness. That started our union, and then we all came together. That day was so glorious, so happily enjoyed, and people came together, talking to each other, hugging each other, and we had that togetherness that very day when we did that thing. So when the pastor came, Pastor Mafu also came, he didn't take sides. That's one thing I like about Pastor Mafu. Because I was moving with him, I was speaking to church, I was moving him everywhere, because everywhere that he go, but he didn't take sides. He just started doing the work, preaching the word, preaching the word, preaching the word without a kutia or anything to anybody. He was just doing his work. And that brought us all together. Before maybe I decided to travel. So that was the end. So maybe I think the time will not permit us.
Yes, today time will not permit us, but definitely you are coming for part 2.
Yes.
We are going to fit you for part 2 for Akwentu in Sem. That will be the title for that.
What content for the traveling also will come.
Yes. So the part 2 viewers part 2 will be coming up very soon. The flyers will be flowing. So Pastor KUMI is going to come, and then our title is going to be Akwentu Munsa. That is where the impurities all comes from. That is where we are going to get everything out. What has shaped this man? And when he was mentioning the years, that was 1960, 1970. Somebody just tested me and said, Why is this man going back with dates? 1960, 1970, secondary school. Papa, yeah, 1960 was I'm calculating, and now how old is he? And I said I just said
72 hours in secondary school.
He's now 73 years. He said,
we directed the different cars. When we were in secondary school, they give us a T-shirt for the direction of the cars. From the left hand to the right hand. Right. Yeah. Okay. In secondary school, 72.
Okay, and then so next week, we'll bring details and then we'll get to know Pastor Kumi's real age, because Opesa Obenyin is refusing to grow. He's in 70s and then getting to the mid of 70. But he still moves around so strong by the grace of God. And man, who says, "In coffee now, in Suano, processing and next strengthen, a share him for any idea."
And I thank God for this. Let me say this: I thank God for the angel who came to heal me.
Yeah.
Ever since I haven't got sick.
Amen.
Ever since then, for me to get sick and some sickness to go to the hospital, to stay at the hospital, I've never been to the hospital to lie on the bed. And let this cold and maybe this small, I've never got sick of any particular sickness. Ever since that time.
My God is great.
Yes. Ever since that time.
My God is great.
So that means the God that we serve
is a great God, and He has a way of encountering everyone.
Yes.
Because He knew He was going to use you.
My strength and my help to that healing.
Getting younger and very handsome every day. Always he's so strong. When you see him dancing, the way you dance, and then give a break in the dance, you ask yourself, Papa, you want to change it? No. And people at his age now have so many aids, but he rather is not going around doing the work that young men cannot even do. Others are in their 40s and they are complaining, and he would do it. He would do it so wholeheartedly and with his strength. God bless you all viewers. Today it's unfortunate. I see Mama Grace is on, Mama Dennis Marfo is on, Barbara Sempa is on, She's a rock Prince. Oh, Prince is also on. It's good to see you. A lot of people are on, and then also on Facebook. Today we couldn't, everybody was enjoying, so they're just announcing themselves, and then we are seeing them. Next week, when Pastor Kumi comes in with the deeper encounters of Akwentumu and Seventh, you really know how God is and what God has done in the life and is still doing in the life of his people. Whatever challenges that you are facing, let's remember that there is God. If you are facing any sickness, you are going through any troubles, you are going through any worries, as the God that revealed and gave the angel to come and help Pastor Kumi, use that as a point of contact and invite God. In this time, in this month that we are praising God, invite God in your life. Have an intimacy with him. And through that, he is going to change your life. The same God also had to heal the daughter. And this is also an encounter that he also shared with us. God willing, next week we will come again with another edition. So keep sharing. And by sharing, as I say, you automatically becomes an evangelist. Today has been a very blessed for us, having our very own one that we are seeing. All the people that I bring, most of them you don't really have known them, but this man that we really know among us, who is a pastor, an associate pastor of Upper Room, and then we know him, hearing from him. Job said that I have heard so many things about you, but when I saw you, the difference of hearing and seeing had made clear, and he couldn't even talk about the same questions that he was asking God, seeking for answers. Now God was in asking that, do you still need this? And who am I? Yes, so today we are also having the same encounter. Hearing from Pastor Kumi's background, we are asking ourselves, who are we? Who do we? And so let's take time, pray for him, that God will see him again, and he will bring us according to move and send the difficulties in life, migrating from one place to the other, and then that is where that we're going to see how God works in the life of men. So with that, we draw the curtains here, and God willing, we'll see you again another time on next week with Christ studies. But tomorrow we are coming your way with Family Garden, the two of us, and then our Father. Can I see you? And part 2 of the Spirit of Praise. So if you missed last week, don't miss tomorrow. God willing, we are going to study and know that we really have a spirit in us that fuels us through breakthrough. And then that is what worship. God bless us all. See you.
Can I see your hand, everybody? Come on. Yeah, come the name we still acknowledge that burst our bones and sandal and loudly say